Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the nearly 10,000 member junior hockey discussion group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Today is Friday, December 15th. Really only 9 more days until Christmas Eve. You guys ready for that yet? The NAHL, NA3HL showcase and the NAPHL showcase begins tomorrow in Blaine, Minnesota, or later on today in Blaine, Minnesota. That should be an event. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the NA3HL, the 5 reasons 2006 born players should consider the NA3HL. We'll jump right in. The North American 3 Hockey League has been a target of ridicule for many youth and other junior league coaches for years. The issues with tier standards and the lack of enforcement of those standards have all but relegated the only USA Hockey sanctioned pay-to-play junior league to the bottom of the list for most young players. And that would be a big mistake. Aside from the huge economic advantages, savings compared to AAA and other junior leagues, the NA3HL offers a unique opportunity for free movement up the ladder of development to the North American Hockey League. Today's 5 comes from Chris Francis, the first-year head coach of the North American 3 Hockey League's Louisiana Drillers. I'm not going to repeat what Chris is saying word for word. I highly suggest that you go to HeisHockey.com this morning and read that 5 article. But a couple of things that he does get into is development in sports is a unique journey for everyone with various paths available. Absolutely true. Some kids are probably better suited for youth hockey, AAA hockey, if their level of maturation doesn't rise to the level needed to get away from home and play junior hockey. Again, junior hockey is not for everybody. Kids mature at different rates. Kids deal with social differences at different times in their life, different stages of their life. And even though a kid may be 17, 18 years old, not all 17 and 18-year-olds are at the same level of maturation at this point in their life. Academics also plays a big role in that. If a kid is a high school senior, maybe a CB average, no, don't go to junior hockey. Stay home, raise your GPA, do a little better in school, and go after graduation. But for kids that are sound academically, are sound between the ears, they do have the maturation, and they don't want to spend $35,000 a year for AAA, then the 3HL offers a very nice alternative at a price point that's affordable for most American families, especially American hockey families. Junior and AAA offer excellent opportunities if you place yourself in an environment beneficial to personal growth and enjoyment. You got to get something out of it, right? And not every team is the same. Some operators, well, they belong in a zoo. They're not really cut out to be operators. They think they can actually make money, a profit, from junior hockey. Let me tell you a little story about money in junior hockey. The only way to become a millionaire in the game of hockey as a team owner is to start out as a billionaire. You're not going to climb from the bottom and attain millionaire status off of junior hockey. If that's what you're in it for, you probably need to look at something else. Go buy a softball team. Go buy a soccer team where you can practice basically for free outside on grass. Hockey's a serious sport. that need serious owners that want to get into the game for the right reasons. Within the NA3HL structure, I would say most of the owners, the majority of the owners, are really good operators and do things for those right reasons. But like society as a whole, there are some bad operators that really make the situation questionable for everybody else. What happens with the Mid-City Stars affects a much better group like the Roadrunners or the Rochester team, the Grizzlies up there. What happens at any of these 3HL teams really affects the whole structure of the league. And that's really sad because there are some fantastic operators that really over-delivering on their end of the developmental concept and deal. The NA3HL can install confidence and exposure to the NHL for young players in growth-focused environments. That's absolutely correct. Francis is on target there. But the truth is, you're probably not going to get as much exposure from Austin, Texas, as you are from Rochester, Minnesota. That's all there is to it. Rochester's in the heat of a lot of different things going on around a lot of different levels of play, where Austin, Texas has a couple of NA teams in the general area, but Austin can't really seem to fight themselves out of a paper bag. Despite challenges in homesickness, an experience contributes to the personal growth with an added benefit of daily hockey involvement and team camaraderie. The advantage that junior hockey has over AAA is that these kids are generally living together, practicing on a really pro type of practice schedule on and off the ice. And it's important to get that where AAA really can't match that level of commitment to the game as the junior players really can. The costs are substantially less than youth hockey at the AAA level. The cost to play with most NA3HL teams is more affordable than any other United States-based pay-to-play league. The bonus for this is I wrote this part, not the coach. One of the clear advantages most people are unaware of is the seamless international transfers from the 3HL to other international ice hockey federation sanctioned organizations when needed. For example, players from non-sanctioned junior leagues cannot transfer to Hockey Canada, any Hockey Canada league, if they played in a non-sanctioned game after October 1st of the current season. That's all there is to it. If you're playing in the USPHL or the Greater Metro Hockey League, and it's after October 1st, you better just plan on staying there for the year, unless you're going to the NA or the 3HL or the Eastern Hockey League or wherever else non-sanctioned leagues are concerned. Then you have a shot. Otherwise, you're pretty much just out of luck. Hockey Canada is taking a hard line, more of a hard line this year as a result of the BCHL's move to outside the umbrella than before. For 2006 year or birth year players looking at opportunities for next season, the Canadian Junior Hockey League should be considered as a plan B in the event your plan A is not secured. The NA3HL can be the perfect plan C if there is a chance of being asked to return to Canada during the season. If you go to an NA camp as your plan A, you don't make it, you go to Canada, that doesn't work out, but you're close, maybe you advance to training camp, maybe you play a few exhibition games, then I would highly suggest going to the 3HL because you'll play more. It's more serious than Canadian Junior B, and you can get back to Canadian Junior A relatively easy. Just make sure you get that written into your 3HL contract that if you get a chance to go back to Junior A in Canada, they're going to let you go without asking for compensation. Got to write that part in. The NA3HL can be the perfect plan C in that case. The 3HL is a better plan B for players that have advanced to NAHL training camps, maybe played exhibition games, and are clearly on the edge of getting back to the NAHL this season. with the 3HL in those situations is a much smarter place to be. Being in the NA3HL as opposed to any other league makes it much easier for the NAHL team to bring it back into games, either as an affiliate player or as a full trade. Look, there are good and bad operators in every league, from the USHL down to the USPHL Elite in the 3HL. There's fantastic operators at every level as well. So don't look at the whole league as a reflection of those bad operators. You got to dig around a little bit, find a good coach that has a reputation of freely moving players to higher levels of play. If they're not an active part of that ladder of development, skip that guy. Tommy, we're wrapping it up. That's it for today. Hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have a great weekend in hockey.